Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video I wanted to talk about the new Spider-Man news that we've been getting. Over the past weekend we've been getting, it seems like, a lot of Spider-Man related news. Obviously it kicked off on, I think it was Friday, that we had gotten the or it might have been Thursday or Friday. I know it was like Spider-ManBrandNewDay, which I didn't even know was like, which I knew it was a thing, but like I didn't know it was happening on that specific day until they or I guess Sony and Marvel decided to release basically like a little teaser, like a 8-second, 10-second like teaser of what the Spider-Man brand new day costume was gonna look like. And obviously they didn't show a lot. Obviously they showed like maybe just like 1 or 2 shots of what the costume, you know, could look like. Obviously in those shots we saw, you know, some of the we saw the costume and like the raised webbing that was on the costume, and it, you know, it was definitely more reminiscent of Tobey Maguire's suit, or you could say Andrew Garfield's suit, more practical and everything. And I think literally the day after that teaser came out, they officially released basically like the new suit, and that production would be starting, and that they would, you know, begin filming the film and everything, and production would be starting. And obviously in that trailer that they showed Tom Holland officially in the suit, and you know, there's a shot of him coming up to the camera in the new Spider-ManBrandNewDay costume. And I gotta say, just watching, or I guess my first impressions of seeing the new suit, it gets me very excited and hopeful for this movie. Just the costume itself is probably, I don't know, obviously we haven't seen it like in like action in the film yet or anything like that, or we haven't seen any scenes of it in the film, but I might go out and say that this is probably my favorite like looking Spider-Man live action suit that I think I've ever seen. Like, obviously, you know, people will say that, you know, the Tobey Maguire suit, you know, the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man suits were the best, and you know, I really enjoy those suits for what they were and everything. And obviously then you had the Amazing Spider-Man costumes, with the first movie definitely being a unique take on the costume. And then obviously you had the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with the more traditional look to it, and obviously people, you know, go to that costume as it being their favorite costume, and mine too. I actually really did like that, or the Amazing Spider-Man 2 version of that costume in that movie. And so obviously with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, this is the 4th movie. And just going through the trilogy of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, obviously in Homecoming we had the advanced suit, which was like a traditional Spider-Man costume, just like, you know, you know, it was like, you know, a Tony Stark kind of suit-esque, but like in Spider-Man form. But obviously it wasn't like, you know, comic book accurate, just traditional Spider-Man suit. It was a Spider-Man traditional suit, but like obviously it had like different and unique things that, you know, made it different from, you know, the original costume, of course. And then obviously in Far From Home we got like the black and red costume, which I do like that costume as well. Obviously for the Avengers movies we had the Iron Spider suit, and you know, that was cool as well. And for, you know, for No Way Home we had I felt like a lot of costumes. I think one of the costumes like in that movie was like with Peter's like suit, but it was like inside out or something like that. I don't remember, but obviously I think in that movie he had the gold in gold. Like, it was like a gold. It had gold on it, but it was also, I think, red and black as well, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but you know, he had a lot of costumes in that movie, I feel like, as well. And so obviously at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, you know, we get to a point where, spoilers if you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, I feel like if you're watching this video, you probably have, and if you haven't, go watch the movie, I guess. But spoilers, obviously at the end of that movie, Peter, everyone forgets who Peter is. He's basically at the end of that movie, he's alone, he's broke, and he has to make his own costume at that point, with his own web shooters. And I want to talk about the web shooters as well, and kind of what they mean for this, just like the period of where Peter is in his life right now, and just like how important it is for him. Obviously, in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, he has a lot of like tech suits and stuff like that, and obviously, with the help of Tony Stark, he has like a lot of advanced suits. And so for this movie in particular, it was really important that they kept, what they did in Spider-Man No Way Home, with him making his own costume, making his own, web shooters, with whatever he could, make, obviously, because at this point, he's kind of just using whatever he can find, to scrounge up, some web shooters. And so, yeah, that's basically what we get in this trailer, is like homemade web shooters, and they look pretty cool. They look very bulky, very big, but like, obviously they're supposed to look like that on purpose, to show that, it is something that Peter, made himself, that he invented himself, just with, just a bunch of stuff probably laying around, in his apartment or something like that. I don't know. But just talking about just like other parts of the suit, real quick. Obviously, you have the Spider-Man logo on the front. Obviously, it's very bigger than, the Tom Holland, or I guess like the original, the Spider-Man costume he had in the earlier movies. It's a lot bigger on the, front of the costume. I know there have been like leaked set photos, and I did want to like talk about that too, of the costume, with him with the mask on. And obviously, him with the mask on, you can tell that it's basically just the advanced suit mask with like the webs that can like zoom in and zoom out with the eyes and stuff like that. So it's literally like a mix of, Tom Holland's, Spider-Man costume mixed in with like the Tobey Maguire with like the raised webbing and, everything. And then with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man with just like the design of like, just the way the suit looks, and just how the pattern of like the lines are, just remind me of, the Andrew Garfield, specifically, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, suit itself. But yeah, man, the suit is very, very good looking. I can't wait to see it in the movie itself. I'm very excited to see how it looks. Hopefully, they don't like CGI over the suit the entire time. I know that's like was a thing that they did with like the Tom Holland, or like the Homecoming and like the Far From Home and like those movies that you did with like CGI over the costume. And not saying that you can't do that at all. Obviously, there are going to be some scenes with him like swinging around and stuff like that where you can't obviously have like a real person doing that. You're going to have to like do CGI, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, hopefully you know, the scenes where like you don't really need CGI, you can just have the practical suit on, and because it feels more real. Like, I want that, you know. And obviously, just with some of the set photos and some of the leaked footage that the leaked set footage that we've seen. Obviously, right now they're filming in Glasgow, I believe, is the place that they're filming at. Don't ask me where that is, because I don't know where it is. Actually, let me look up where that is. Actually, I have no idea where Glasgow is. Hold on. So apparently it's a place in Scotland, and so that's where they're filming the movie. Obviously, they've turned Glasgow kind of into like a fake New York City, which is interesting. Obviously, from the photos, well, I guess like not photos, well, yeah, photos and videos that I've like seen of the of them filming. Obviously, there are some shots that, you know, look like, you know, Spider-Man in costume is, or I guess Tom Holland in costume is like on a tank, and people were like speculating that the tank could be, because I guess people were talking about how like on the tank there was a logo on the tank, and the logo was supposed to be kind of like the same logo from Mr. Negative's like group of people. I guess I forget the term. The inner gang members. I think that's, or it's the inner gang, or it's Mr. Negative's like men or people that, you know, obviously he works with when he's like being evil, I guess. But, you know, people were speculating that Mr. Negative could be in this movie. I don't know as the main villain, but it would make sense. Obviously, Mr. Negative was in the 2018 Spider-Man game, and so it would be cool to see Mr. Negative in, you know, in a Tom Holland Spider-Man live action movie. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, in No Way Home, I think they introduced Feast, and that was like a whole thing, and so maybe that can play into this movie, and maybe Martin Lee, which is the name of the actual person. Maybe he's running the place now, I guess, and there's kind of just like some conflict there. Some people were talking about how like Tombstone could be in this movie as well. It has been confirmed, and people were like theorizing and speculating about this, that the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner as the Hulk could show up in this movie, and it has been confirmed that Bruce Banner, the Hulk, will be in this movie. Just in terms of like what role I think he's gonna play in this movie, obviously the Punisher has been confirmed to be in this movie as well, and people were basically theorizing that the Punisher could be hunting the Hulk down maybe in this movie. I don't know if this is gonna be like a thing that's throughout the whole entire movie, or if it's just gonna be a thing that's at the beginning of the movie, that maybe there's just like a scene with the Punisher and Spider-Man trying to take down like a Savage Hulk. And I guess also people were speculating that the reason why the Hulk is turned back into Savage Hulk, because obviously as of recent the Hulk has just been Smart Hulk, obviously, and so people were thinking that maybe Mr. Negative, since he can like manipulate people's emotions and stuff like that, and like bring out their worst emotions, that maybe he could manipulate, you know, the Hulk's mind and make him rampage across New York, maybe. I don't know. Those are just kind of like the theories that people have about the movie so far. But yeah, in terms of the villains, obviously there have been a lot of, I guess, villains thrown out, like Tombstone. Also, I almost forgot to mention, the Scorpion is also confirmed to be in this movie as well. And it's actually so crazy, because literally the last time we've seen, I forget the actor's name, but he played the Scorpion in Homecoming. The last time we saw that version of Scorpion was in literally the 27 or literally Homecoming, and then we never saw that character again. And so it's crazy that they're actually, you know, fulfilling and bringing that character back for this movie. And so it's gonna be interesting to see what role, you know, he plays in this movie. Is he gonna be like a henchman for Mr. Negative, or maybe Tombstone, or is he gonna be the main villain? I don't know. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of moving parts in this movie that are going on. I'm very excited for this movie. I can't wait for this movie. I think it comes out July 26th of next year. And yeah, man, bro, if this year Superman was my most anticipated movie of this year, the next year it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is definitely one of my most anticipated movies of next year. I'm definitely excited to see where they take this character, how they evolve, you know, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man from like the home trilogy into like the new trilogy, and how different it is. Obviously with this movie, there's like there's a different director, with, you know, the Shang-Chi director now directing this Spider-Man movie. So like in terms of the action and the web slinging, just how visually, like how different is it gonna be from those movies and everything. And yeah, man, I'm just excited to see more of this movie when it comes out and everything. And when the first trailer comes out, I definitely am gonna talk about it on this trailer, because I love Spider-Man. I love talking about superheroes. Obviously, I love talking about video games, but I do also love talking about superheroes, and particularly superheroes like Spider-Man. And so, yeah, man, that's really going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe consider leaving a like, and maybe consider subscribing, and leave down in the comment sections below what you think of the new or just all the news that we've been getting for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Are you excited for this movie? Do you like the new costume and everything, or do you not like it? Do you like it? Leave all your thoughts down in the comments section below, and I'll try to read them all. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys on the next one. So yeah, bye.